All right, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Listen, I covered recently. First of all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please, and then click the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new video goes up on SouFLoTV. Listen up, we covered a story recently about a American man who was caught in Jamaica after being on the run from the law in the United States of America for over a decade. He was located in Jamaica on some very serious charges. He was wanted in the US, and he is to be sent back to the US now to face those charges. One of the first things I said when we covered that story was, how come they did not put his face on the front page of the Gleaner and the other papers in Jamaica like Star and, so on and so forth? Well, come to find out, my friend, it is this man, this person. Now, I have my reservations about why they did not put his face on the front pages. You see, some people are given a different type of treatment regardless of whatever the crime may be, simply because of their persuasion. I will let you read into that as much as you want to, but let me bring you the story and shout out to the Loop, because Loop was the one that actually showed his face, and I think it was important to show his face, and we will explain why in a minute. You will see why in a minute. So this 71-year-old American man who was arrested last week in St. James in Jamaica after being on the run for 11 years from the United States of America laws, has been deported to his homeland in the US to face child molestation charges. He's been deported, so he's out of Jamaica now, that quick, back into the US. He is Charles Manord Rainey. That's his name, Charles Manord Rainey, and he was deported from Kingston last Friday to Paulding County, Georgia, in the USA. Rainey is being housed in the Paulding County Jail without a bond. A statement Monday from the Paulding County Sheriff's Office confirmed. Now, in the statement that was posted to their Facebook page, the Paulding County Jail said that a warrant was issued in December of 2011 charging Rainey with aggravated child molestation, and sexual battery. You hear those charges, right? Okay. Local reports there said that on Tuesday, November 15th, a raid was carried out in Norwood, St. James in Jamaica by officials from the Lotto Scam Task Force, Fugitive Apprehension Team, Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, which is CTOC, and the U.S. Marshals from the United States of America. All these agencies. Rainey was apprehended and he was taken into custody without any incident. He didn't fight them. They went in, they bust down the place, they got him, and he was in custody. Now, during an interview at the Barnett Police Station in Montego Bay, Rainey acknowledged his identity and admitted that he had overstayed his visa in Jamaica. The visa he was issued in 2011 was valid for 6 months. That's what they have on record. So he came into Jamaica running from the United States of America. Of course, naturally, they stamp a visa when you enter a country, and that a visa is required to stay. And he got a visa for 6 months. So he could be in Jamaica for 6 months legally. After that 6 months time, he would have to leave the country. He probably told them when he was coming in that he's just coming in for a short vacation, probably, a couple of weeks or whatever. They probably didn't check to see how much money he had, how he was going to be able to sustain himself for the period of time that he claims he was coming to stay for, etc. Usually, Immigration is just happy to see some visitors, especially when there are some white visitors from foreign, and they automatically assume that these people have money and they're here to have some fun, enjoy the sun, soak up the good vibrations, eat some jerk chicken, listen to some Bob Marley music or reggae music on the beach while sipping a cold red stripe and enjoying the locals and the vibes, and then he would happily go back to his country. That wasn't the case. In his case, he was a fugitive on the run. He knew he was wanted in the United States of America on multiple charges of child molestation and sexual battery. Yes, so his intentions when he came into Jamaica was to stay there. And he did just that. He stayed there from 2011 to 2022 November when he was caught. Or October, November, yeah. Anyhow, he's been deported or sent back to his country. They didn't even use the word, but he was sent back to his country to face those charges. Here's the reason why I said it is important that they had placed his face all over the place in Jamaica, because here's the thing. Just how Jamaicans are taught to respect authority, it's the same way they get in trouble. Let me explain. So when you're growing up, you're taught in Jamaica that a priest or a pastor, these are holy men, right? So in being taught that, a lot of parents have left their children with priests and pastors, and those children have ended up being raped or molested by those same priests or pastors. The same people who you were taught growing up that these were men of God and holy men and people that you should trust and people that you should also obey what they say, because they get their word directly from the Lord. Right. So it's easy. There's a door open there, and someone who is in the mind frame, a pedophile who is in the mind frame of being active, doing what they're thinking, molesting children, they will normally place themselves in these positions, okay? Positions of servitude, position like a police officer, position like a guidance counselor, position like a pastor, a priest, that kind of stuff. So people like him, we are taught from we're growing up that, yeah man, a white foreigner and them have money, you know, them no want nothing from you, man. So if you see them come around, just know says a good vibes kind of thing. And people kind of trust these people. Yeah, the white man from foreign that live up on the hill there. Nice person, you know, he's quiet in the community. He's very well respected and he respects the people here. And, you know, it's a joy to have him here. Yeah. And then your child goes over there. He starts asking people in the community, you have anybody that can do some day work for me? Because he's put himself in the community. So he now learns the ways of the community, right? So him know Miss Jones, and him know Miss Jones two little daughter them. He know Mas Rick, and him know Mas Rick two little sons. And him know, you know, he knows the people in the community now. This is Jamaica. You can't just come in the community and hide and stay there for 11 years and nobody knows you. See? So with that said, I'm willing to bet that there were children around this man while he was in Jamaica. And this is the reason why it's important to put his face all over the place. Because now that people realize who he really is, they probably can come out and speak and say, yes, I had an interaction with this man, blah, 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 and make sure that those children get some help. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important to put his picture out so the rest of Jamaica sees it. I don't know why, but if it's a little ghetto youth, in picture them on front page. But if it is somebody like this, a foreigner of another persuasion, you hear the story, but they won't even post his picture. So back to what I said in the beginning, I was wondering why they never posted picture from the first time when the story run. If the U.S. Marshals came to Jamaica to get you and you were on their most wanted list, then that means your picture should have been on the front page of the Jamaica papers. Anyhow, tell me how you feel about this one. And there he is. You see the face. Alright? Manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.